Welcome back to Stu Studio, conservative takes on music. So this is super embarrassing. We're only on episode 5, and I've already lost a complete episode. And this week is pretty much just an admonishment for myself of last week's episode. So this from the New York Post. Trump tells the Post he's skipping the Super Bowl, slams halftime performers Bad Bunny and Green Day. I'm anti-them. So Donald Trump is skipping Super Bowl 60. And we know at some point in this interview he mentions Bad Bunny and Green Day. But all we really know is that that's one of the reasons he's not going. Because here it says, the president said, however, that the musicians aren't his reason for skipping the game. It's just too far away. I've gotten great hands at the Super Bowl. They like me, Trump said. I would go if, it was a little bit shorter. And that's understandable. The game is in the complete opposite corner of the country from DC. And I don't really know what it takes for Secret Service or for Air Force One to clear the airways and clear the roads to get the Trump into the Super Bowl. Because as it turns out, last year was the first time ever that a president has attended the Super Bowl. Ever since the very first Super Bowl in 1967, no president has ever actually attended the game at the stadium. So maybe Super Bowl 59 was just kind of a boss move for Trump because he won the popular vote in the 2024 election for the first time for a Republican in 20 years. So it might have been a little bit of showmanship, just saying look, I'm part of the people, I'm part of the country. This is an important event in America for us and for the entire world to tune in. So really, it's not a big deal that he's skipping the game. But the fact that he even mentioned Bad Bunny and Green Day is kind of suspect. The article doesn't really say if Trump brought them up or if he was asked directly about the performers. So he could have just been answering a question and gave his thoughts about them. There's really no way to tell. But like I said last week, it really wouldn't be a surprise at all if Green Day spoke out against Trump or changed the lyrics to one of their songs during the opening ceremonies. It would just kind of be boring. But there have been no indications that they plan on doing something like that. Now, Bad Bunny, on the other hand, has said that he does plan to do at least part of his performance in a dress to show his support for members of the LGBTQ+AAIP2S+ community. And he's been an outspoken advocate of the community in the past, even saying that he himself is bisexual, which doesn't mean anything. But he does cross-dress every now and then, which at least takes some action and not just passively claiming titles. And he has expressed concern in the past about ICE showing up to his shows if he plays in America again. And in response to Bad Bunny being chosen for the Super Bowl halftime show, ICE has announced that they will have a presence at the game. So maybe that's Trump trying to pull some intimidation tactics. Maybe they have some actual plans to carry out some operations, but I think with a crowd that big, it would be pretty difficult and pretty disruptive to do anything productive. Now, I think this is a big mistake on Trump's part. He may have been the only one to ever actually attend a game, but I think it's even more important to go this year. He really needs to show that he's strong and fearless right now. With all he's got going on in Minnesota, Venezuela, the World Economic Forum, and everywhere else, I don't think this is a time to back down or show any weakness. And I think that the most internationally viewed television event is the perfect place to show that you're the strong leader of America, even while the panty waists on stage are throwing insults at you, or just singing Spanish in a dress. But let me know your thoughts if you think this is a big deal at all, or if you disagree entirely. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Stu Studio, and remember, Jesus loves you.